Okay, guys, am I audible? Right. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. Let me just get started. So, right. Right. Okay. Okay, guys. So, let us get started with what is the topic which I'm going to start right now, which is Azure operations. And in that topic, what is that we typically learn, and what will be the roles and responsibilities of an operation engineer and all of that stuff. Right. So, fine. So, let us get started. Okay. So, let me pick up some icons. Okay. Yeah. Right. So let me take this person and this person's name. Let me call it as Jacob. Okay. So, right. And then I'll have one more character also. Right. Couple of characters. Yeah. So this will be Jane. Right. And they're all working for an organization. Okay. Why to name a different organization? Okay. I'll take this. So this is their organization which they work on. Okay. And in this organization, what they have is they have three major verticals. They have three major business organizations. All right. Okay. So this is a software firm. So right. And I can draw this one also. Make this one look better. Yeah. Right. So this business division is e-commerce. Okay. Healthcare. Okay. And fintech. Okay. So these are all the business units of your organization. Okay. So your organization is typically a service-based organization, and you have three major business units, and you try to work for the organizations who basically need software or who have software needs for in these business areas. So in e-commerce, you might work for different e-commerce vendors. In healthcare, you might work with different healthcare vendors, and in fintech, you'll have different fintech vendors, right? So Jacob works, okay? Jacob works at an organization level, okay? And Jane works at business unit level, okay? So both are cloud administrators, okay? And she is also a cloud admin, okay? But what is the difference, right? One works at an organization level, that is at a quality thought level, so available for all the business units. The other one works at a business unit level. So in business unit, we'll have multiple projects. So she will be available for multiple projects, and Jacob will be available for multiple business units. Okay, right. So generally, okay, you might have this kind of setup in your organizations, or some organizations also have cloud engineers at a project level, right? 1 minute. Okay. Now, what will be roles and responsibilities of this Jane and Jacob? And the whole reason why I speak about this is because whether you work in the roles which are similar to Jane, or whether you join in an organization which is similar to Jacob, you should be able to work in both the cases, right? So because you never know, when a company is offering you a letter, they will not tell you that you'll be working at an organizational level, business unit level, or for one project you might be a business unit level cloud engineer, the other one project you might be organizational level, the third project might be a project level. So you are working only for those specific things, right? So so if you are going at a project level, then basically you need to have lot of DevOps skills. Okay. So for the people who claim that I want to be a cloud engineer only and still want to survive, then cloud admin at an organization level, then you can work on one or two services and get over it. Okay. But those roles are very less. Okay. Right. Fine. It is May 20. Okay. So AZOP1. All right. So this is the basic stuff. All right. Okay. So consider Qt as an organization, okay, providing IT services for healthcare, e-commerce, and fintech. So we have two cloud administrator roles, okay, organization level, okay. So this is basically what Jacob is doing, and then business unit level. Okay. Jane. Right. So many people ask me, sir, what projects do I need to add for Azure? The reason why I don't speak about projects is this is basically what most of you might end up doing, right? So you create, you take tasks and you get it done. Okay. So tasks are assigned to the cloud admins. Okay. Via ticketing tools like ServiceNow or Remedy. This is mostly what happens. Okay. So you will be assigned tickets. Okay. Or in some agile projects. Okay. For the people who don't know agile, whenever you get a next reminder from Quality Thought saying that if you want agile, please attend this class, please attend that. In some agile projects, okay, Jane will be, who is Jane? BU level admin. Okay, will be part of project for few sprints. Okay, few weeks. This generally happens whenever you are starting a project. So, am I clear so far? So we have an organization, and in the organization there are they do business in three different stuffs. So they might do business unit e-commerce, they might do it for Flipkart, they might do it for Snapdeal, they might do it for Walmart or whatever it is, right? And then we have a healthcare sector. So they offer services in healthcare. So they might offer it to Apollo, they might offer it to any other healthcare organization as such. And then we have fintech, right? Any financial technology. So these are the engineers which we have. Right. So far, do we have any doubts in this? Now we will try to understand what will be the roles and responsibilities of the individual engineers. Yeah. Thanks, Arvind. Right. So now let's look at the roles and responsibilities of, okay, organization level. This is generally organization level cloud engineer is your IT team's cloud engineer. Okay, that is basically what I mean. Okay, right. So maintain the users in the cloud. Okay. Okay. I'll put it in this way. Maintain authentication and authorization in the cloud and ensure the users are synced with corporate identity if required. Or I'll put it in this way. Let me not use that terms. Active Directory. Okay, this might be the case or might not be the case if required. Okay. So I'm putting this. So this might not be the case all the times because you are dealing with your customers' Active Directory, right? So they might not give it. They might have their own admin or whatever it is, right? So I'll put authentication. Ensure all the necessary roles are created at the organization level. Organization level to cater to BU, business unit, okay, or project needs. So these guys are responsible for creating roles and roles. When I say roles, in your user groups, how does it works? Okay, so RBAC, role-based access control. This is what I'm trying to speak about. Okay, design and implement. Okay, backup and recovery standard for the whole organization. Okay. So if you want, your project engineers might basically fine tune it. Okay. Set up basic monitoring and alerting system. Set up basic monitoring and alerting system. Okay. Right. And if there are any other specific things required at a project level, then I think this would be done by your individual cloud admin. Okay. Now, along with that, help project teams with system and database migrations. Right. Now, mm, first let's try to write this stuff. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, let us look at roles and responsibilities. Let me not call as roles and responsibilities because this looks more like, okay, expectations. Okay. BU level cloud engineer will have the following activities or the following responsibilities, following expectations. Ensure the project is running and project is running okay, or monitor the deployment of the project, okay, by using efficient monitoring and logging system. All right. Ensure the deployments are automated. Okay. Create reusable automation scripts or templates that can be I think if I say reusable, that's more than enough. Okay. For efficient deployments. Troubleshoot failures. Gain access from an organization level admin, okay, to the projects, okay, or to the deployments, and optimize it. Okay. So here he has one more responsibilities: monitor costs at the org level. Okay. Implement cost optimization solutions. Implement cost optimization solutions. Right. Ensure BCDR. Okay. Business continuity and disaster recovery is set up. Okay. In the case of, okay, that is here itself. For hybrid cloud setups, ensure VPNs are available. Okay. Right. Uh, Anything else? Even if I miss one or 2 points, I think I'll be adding it at a later point of time. Okay. So, but the whole point is understand one thing over here. This cloud engineer, okay, in e-commerce, will you have only one project? No, we might have. Let me draw three. Okay. So in healthcare also, let me draw three projects. Okay. Generally, organizations will have more than this. Okay. So healthcare also, let us assume we have three projects. Okay. And fintech also will have three projects. Okay. So Jane, let us assume is an or people like Jane will be basically part of at a e-commerce level. Okay. So they work with individual projects. Okay. But whereas people like Jacob, they work at an organizational level. But right, Jacob's responsibility is all the projects are whatever is required. They are able to support the administrative activities for it. Whereas Jane is responsible for all the administrative activities of the project. So it is not that if she is part of Agile at one time and if it is not part, she is not part of Agile at other time, she will not be having work. She'll be working for other projects. That's how it would work out. Okay. So your Linux admins are not part of any IT, any Agile project. So are they not working? I'm not basically. Uh, it doesn't work out that way. Okay. Right. So 1 minute. Okay, the reason why I'm trying to tell you all of this, or I can directly jump into the services, because I want you to have an understanding of all of this. Right. Good. So, Mani, I have answered your question. Right. So I think I've said you they are, even though they are not part of the project, it doesn't mean that they are not working. Okay. So Srikanth is brought now. I work on. We need a PowerShell script which keeps the servers in Azure maintenance during activities. Do you want me to give that script? Okay. First, to find out how to do it manually, then we can worry about PowerShell script. Okay. So this is not something which I'm looking out for this classroom stuff, but first find out how to do it manually. Okay. Then you have to search for a commandlet and call that commandlet from the script. Okay. Yeah. Right, sir. So these are the basic activities, but both the engineers are basically will have some kind of architect team also who will help them in getting their activities done. Now I have to do these activities. I have to do these activities which I mentioned over here. So for that, okay, to achieve the above activities, not I'll not be we will not be able to achieve everything, but there are some activities which we deal only over here. Above the activities, we would learn the following services offered by Azure. One is Azure monitoring platform. The second one is Azure site recovery. The other one is Azure site recovery. Okay. So these are the two major things which you would look at. Okay. And now in this monitoring platform, we will try to look at services which will help in monitoring, logging, alerting, analytics. Okay. So Azure site recovery for BCDR, business continuity and disaster recovery, and Azure backup. And when I say backups, I'm speaking about virtual machines. I'm speaking about databases, and yeah, I think in databases there are different kinds of databases. So I'll be writing one simple term which is basically databases. Okay, right. And now here, let me speak about network troubleshooting also. Okay, so these are the activities which you would look into. But to do that, to do the whole activities, which you will not be learning in this next few days, but we need to understand ARM. Okay, we need to understand storage. We need to understand databases. I think we have learned little bit of databases. Okay, so CLI and PowerShell at a bare minimum for you to become an admin. This is what you should know at a bare minimum. Okay, right. So this is what we are going to look at. Project level, there will not be any. We will not have an admin at a project level generally. Okay, there will not be. You don't expect that much stuff. Okay, that is very rarely happen. Now we will be using Azure stuff. Okay, when I say Azure, I am not interested in any other third party. All of the solutions which I speak are completely from Microsoft. Okay, so I don't want to discuss on any other stuff. Whatever is offered by Microsoft, that is what we'll be speaking of. Okay, and understand one thing: in some organizations, right, organization level and Jacob and Jane's role might not be two different people, might be the same person, might be the same person. That could be you. If you go and join in a startup, right? So where they are working on one or two projects, there they cannot afford two engineers. Then you will be the only engineer. You have to look at organization level activities. You have to look at business unit level activities. Am I clear on this? Okay. And I am not going to speak about any third party. It will be everything from native from Microsoft. Okay, guys. Any doubts in whatever I have discussed? Okay, because if you understand this, then the next topic should be what are the different things which you will do, how do you basically monitor, what is a monitoring platform, all of that stuff. Okay, I think I've written automation also, right? Yeah, create reusable automation scripts or templates. Yes. Are we clear with this? Okay, good. Right. So let us all do one thing now. Okay. Our lab setup. Okay. Our lab setup will include virtual machines. In virtual machines, I'll be creating both Windows and Linux virtual machines. I'll be creating databases. I'll be creating SQL server. Okay. And then one cache server. Okay. And Cosmos DB. Okay. So we'll include a virtual network. We'll include a virtual network, virtual machines, databases. Okay. And a storage account. Okay. So for the people who don't know this virtual network and storage account, don't worry about anything. You just follow what I'm trying to do. You need not know much over there. Okay. But I'm quite sure everyone in the room knows what a virtual machine is and what databases is, because this is what primarily what we were basically looking at. What we were looking at. Okay. Right. So let us basically get started. Okay. So my setup is going to be okay. So whatever I draw in okay, I think we'll be drawing only cloud setup. I am not going to draw the hybrid. Okay. So this will be my virtual network. And this virtual network, I'll call it as, let us assume that we are doing it for Flipkart. So flip underscore VNet or flip VNet. Okay. So in this, okay, I'll go with three subnet. So let me call it as web subnet. Okay. App subnet. Okay. DB subnet. Okay. Right. Let me do one more thing over here. Okay. Right. So, and also along with this, what I'll try to do is, we'll also learn something called as this. I'm drawing it in a different color to just give you this. This is Bastion subnet. So we'll try to understand what this is. Even if you don't understand, that's fine. Okay. Right. So okay. Azure VM icon. All right. So here I'll have some virtual machines. Okay. We'll not be creating three, what I'm just drawing in this image. Okay. So here we'll have some virtual machines. Okay, right. And in DB subnet, we'll have Azure SQL. Okay, okay. And this I'll write it. Okay, let me give a name. This is Redis cache. Okay, so, or let me not do Redis cache. Okay, Redis cache we will do it anyway, but let me try to put Azure. Okay, Cosmos DB. Okay, so this will be your Cosmos DB. This will be our setup. Okay, now we'll be creating this, and now what we have to do is we have to set up. We have to set up monitoring. We have to set up alerting, right? And then we basically have to set up BCDR, business continuity and disaster recovery. Okay, we should be in a position to take periodic backups. Okay, and then we should be able to do troubleshooting. Let it be at any level, at network level, at virtual machine level, or whatever level it is. Okay, so this is going to be our activities. Okay, so this I'll call it as virtual network. All right, so this is going to be your task, which we will try to basically do. Okay, fine. All right, so dot slash images slash azop2.png. Right, we will learn, sir. Okay, just have patience. Okay, if I didn't wanted to speak about it, I would not have drawn, right? Okay, we will learn when the time comes. So please have patience. Right, that will come during networking and virtual machine. I am not worried about auto scaling at this moment. So if you already know auto scaling, you can implement there. I am not getting into that. My focus is not that. Okay, so, right. Okay, right. So now today what we will do is let us get started with virtual network setup. So of the above lab. So if you have system, you can follow it along with me. If you don't have a system, that's also fine. Go watch this recording and do the virtual network setup. So create a resource group. Okay, I'll call it as or operation. Okay, so my resource group's name is operations. Okay, create a virtual network, and in that call it as commerce net. Okay, right. Create two subnets. Two, no, we want three. Create three subnets in commerce net. Okay, with IP range. With IP range. IP range is called as address space. So for the people who don't know networking, don't ask me what this is. We'll learn it when the time comes. Okay. For now, just blindly follow this. That's more than okay. So 10.10.0.0/16. Okay. So web 10.10.0.0/24. App 1.0 DB. Okay. 10.10.2.0/24. But if you want our database to be like this, we have to create a managed instance. And Cosmos DB also will not be part of your network, right? So consider them directly to be part of your network or private endpoints, whatever it is. For me, anything works out. Okay. So this is what we are going to do in today's class right now. So let us get started. You can, if you don't know how to do this stuff, please follow me. That's it. That's more than enough. Okay. So there is some unnecessary resource group over here. Let me go ahead and delete that. Right. Other. Okay. So while this resource group is deleting, I'll basically go ahead. Okay. And if you look into my notes, my resource group's name would be operations. Okay. And then I will select any region. Okay. Azure Global Infrastructure. Okay. I'll select any regions. Okay. So out of this whole stuff, I can basically choose any regions. All right. The choice is mine. So let me go with East US itself. Next. Okay. I'm just creating some tag only for the sake of it. Purpose, learning, topic, administration. Okay. So in your organization, you might not be creating tags like this, but you might be creating with for your businesses and all of that stuff. And then I'll click on create. Okay, good. So I have a resource group now. Now I need to create a virtual network. So if you select this, you will be seeing virtual networks over here. Or even if you don't see the virtual network over here, if you click on all services, okay, and then you will be seeing virtual networks from here. So virtual networks, and then add a virtual network. So while adding a virtual network, I have given you some of the virtual network's name would be Commerce Net. So resource group just now we have created operations. Okay. And name is Commerce Net. And the region which I've been using at least for this is, and then it is asking what is your IP address space. So I'll say that it will be 10.10.0.0/16. Then it is asking what are the subnets do you have. Okay, so I'll add a subnet over here, and my subnet name would be web, and web will be 10.10.0.0/24 add. Okay, I can add the rest of the stuff after that also, or I can add it from here also. Choice is yours. Okay, so app subnet, which is 10.10.1.0/24. I'm adding one more subnet. Okay, which is app. Okay, app I've added already. DB. Okay, so 10.10.2.0/24. Right now, I'm not adding any bastions, right? So I don't have added any what do you call endpoints. Okay. So if I want, I can add my Cosmos DB and if they are already available, the endpoints of that also, right? So I have everything, and then I click on review and create. Okay. So let me go ahead and add tags. So purpose. Okay. Learning. Topic. Yeah, it is administration. Okay. And then I'll click on create. That's it. I have virtual network. I know that I have to create a bastion subnet, but I'll not be doing it at this moment. Okay. So in this virtual network, I need to add some of the systems. We will try to add whatever is free because we want to do some kind of monitoring around it. We want to do some kind of monitoring around it. So that would be our basic focus. You can add, you can ignore tags also. Tags doesn't matter, but it is always a good habit to add tags. Okay. So the virtual network has been created, and now if you look into this, I have the stuff, and from here, let us try to look into some of the operations activities. So what are the different operations which we can perform? What are the different services which I can add? Okay. So my network is in place. So I have to basically look into Bastion. I have to add some systems into web subnet, some systems into app subnet, an SQL server, and Azure Cosmos stuff. And for this setup, I will try to stick as much as possible to the free services. Okay, I might not be creating it from here, but I'll definitely try to do. So, for example, if you see 5 GB of Cosmos DB is free, we'll be using that. So, Azure file storage or Azure blob storage or virtual machines, we'll be sticking to these things. And that's it. I think that we'll mostly stick to whatever is free. Okay. So, when it comes to monitoring, yeah, we have some of the monitoring stuffs also which are basically free, but we will try to understand what are the different things which we need to basically do, right? So for majority of this activity it would be free, but yeah, so there are some of the things which might charge you very little bit. Okay, so this is going to be our setup, and in this setup I think we already have a virtual network and 3 subnets. We need to add the remaining pieces. Okay, right. So let me look at the, yeah. So I've added everything, right? Periodic backups and all that stuff. Okay. So I'm not adding screenshots of the other stuffs. Okay. Next class topics. In the next class, I will be adding add VMs, databases, and start operations or start operational activities. Okay. So we'll be starting with one topic of operation and then we will basically continue it from there. So this is basically what we will do in our next class. What are the classes for the weekend timings? Today is Friday, right? So tomorrow, I think yesterday it was unfortunate. When yesterday, I think even today I have a little bit of problem. Basically, okay. First, let me try to tell you the timings. What we will do is tomorrow we will have the DevOps class from. Okay, let me write it down. Notepad plus plus. I'll not go with this because Notepad plus plus. If I write it once, it would be more than enough. Okay, it will not remove it. Okay, so Saturday, 7 to 10 a.m. DevOps. Sunday, 7 to 8:30 Azure and 8:40 to 10 a.m. AWS. This is going to be our class system. Yeah. Okay. So there is one more question saying regarding these services, admins. One question from Uma Mahesh: admins has to have the pricing information while proposing. See, admins generally don't propose a solution, but if you have to do, whoever proposes a solution needs to also tell the cost implication. Needs to also tell the cost implication. Right. Yeah. This Sunday there is no holiday because the problem was yesterday we had to skip a class, right? So I think if we that's the reason why only this Sunday we'll have a class, right? So yesterday we had to skip the class. Yeah, I don't know. I know that it is not your problem, but in our apartment there are a lot of people at home and they are using. I think the electrical consumption has gone and our transformer has gone for a toss. So it is tripping. So we didn't add electricity yesterday in the morning. So somehow it not completely but partially it got fixed. So that's the reason why we didn't add a class yesterday. Right. Yeah. So for this Sunday, please bear with me. Okay. That's why I didn't put DevOps on Sunday. Okay. So that at least there is some breathing time for some other people. Right. Yeah. Okay, sir. I'll stop it at that. We'll meet again in DevOps class. Okay. Any other questions you have? Any other questions you have? If you have, we can proceed. Okay. I'll take that as a no. And let us meet again in DevOps class. All right.